Okay, hope everybody's doing well. Next thing we want to show you is how to operate the slide out to the open position when you're camped at your campsite or somewhere else where you have room to use your slide out. One thing to remember is this slide out will move out to approximately 3 feet away from the unit, from the main unit. So you've got to be sure that there are no picnic tables, there are no obstructions anywhere whatsoever, at least 3 feet from when the slide out comes all the way out. So give yourself that. So next thing I want to do is tell you that we're going to operate the slide out now, and step one is you have to have the engine running, the engine of the motorhome itself, and you also have the emergency brake pressed. All right, now I'm going to do that for you. So we'll get in, start the vehicle up, and then we're going to depress the emergency brake all the way. All right, now we're ready to operate the slide out. Again, just be sure that you don't have anything that will be within 3 feet so that it won't hit anything. You'll have plenty of room. Okay, here we are inside the motorhome, and as you can see, I'm over by the microwave and the stove. And up on the wall here, I like to call this whole area the control panel. And up top, you'll see a button that says slide room out and in. And very simple, all we're going to do is, in order to slide this out, you just press the out, push the out on the button on the slide room, just push that and hold it, and then the slide will start to move, and here we go. And as you can see, it is moving. Okay, it's all the way out, and you can tell when it's all the way out when you hear the motor of this start to wind down a little bit. You'll be able to tell, and it won't move anymore. Once you get to that point, just let go of the button and you're all done. Go outside and make sure there's no obstructions in the area, as we mentioned before, and that you've got all kinds of clearance, so everything is good for now. Now we're going to operate the unit to bring it back in, and one thing that's important while you're inside is to make sure that there's nothing on the floor or anywhere on the sides that there could be something that could be pinched or in the way, like a dog bowl, or nobody's sitting in there. You don't want anybody sitting on the slide out when it's moving, and say make sure there's nothing that can cause a obstruction. And also on the outside, make sure that there is nothing around, like if you have a clothesline or something, that when you close this, that there's nothing that can be trapped in between the slide out and the unit of the motorhome. Okay, so when you're getting ready to slide the slider back into the unit, you want to make sure that all of this area is clear of anything, debris, or if you've got a clothesline hanging or anything that you've got hanging off these racks, this gear. You don't want anything hanging on there. You want a nice smooth operation. Make sure that there's nothing around. Make sure the kids are packed away, because you don't want them standing up underneath this thing because it might be cool to them. So just keep them away from it. But make sure there's no obstructions here. We're going to go back inside. In order to close the unit, remember you have to have the engine running and the emergency brake. Okay, here we are getting ready to move the slide-in room back into position when you're getting ready to leave. So let's just make sure that, again, you have to have the engine running and you have to have the parking brake depressed before you can operate the room to slide it back in. So one thing to remember is we don't want any obstructions inside on the floor or on the sides of this that would cause a problem with closing the slide out. There could be some clothes, there could be some toys, there could be some animals. You just have to be very careful that when you are bringing this in, that there are no obstructions anywhere. So it looks like everything is good, and we're ready to close this. So what I'm going to do is come back to the control panel that we talked about earlier, and I'm going to press in and hold the in portion of the slide room button. Here we go. And as you can see, it's coming in nice and smooth. if you recall, when we talked about moving it out, how the motor would would ramp down. Same thing with closing it. The motor's going to ramp down to tell you that it's all the way closed. And one way to verify that is to go back outside and just show that it's up against the motorhome like it was before you moved it.